Hello and welcome viewers, you're watching Republic TV and welcome to another edition of Quick This Morning. I'm Priyanka Das and I'll be taking you through the top stories from across the world, ranging from politics to sports to business and entertainment and a lot more. So let's get started with this very jam-packed lineup this Saturday morning. The state of Haryana will go for elections today. All the 90 assembly seats will go for voting in a single phase. The stakes are high in this Haryana election as the Congress won half of the Lok Sabha seats in 2024 and eyeing to make a comeback in the state compared to drawing a blank in 2019 elections. Speaking of the 2019 assembly polls, the BJP emerged as the single largest party, securing 40 seats, while Congress managed to win just 30 seats. The counting of the votes will be done on October 8th. Congress MP Kumari Sailaja has thrown the gauntlet down as far as the Congress's choice for a probable Haryana Chief Minister goes. Sailaja said that the choice of the CM will be taken by the party high command, but she can't be ignored. In an interview to ANI, the senior Congress leader said that she was a senior leader with enough weight to be considered as a front-runner for the top post. Earlier during the election campaign, some BJP leaders had ignited speculation of her leaving the Congress, claiming that the party was not giving due respect to her. Confirming her confidence in the work Congress has done ahead of the election, Sailaja said, the situation of Congress is really good right now. Work has been done by the party cadres. Rahul Gandhi has also worked and the Congress president also visited Haryana, and Rahul Gandhi's yatra has made a difference.
Command will have to answer, only High Command will have to decide. There are few people who would be in the consideration zone, and I think Sailaja would be there.
For Chief Ministership?
अब देखो सीनियरिटी में, काम में, इन सब चीज़ों में नाम और पॉलिटिक्स और ये पॉलिटिकल डिसीजंस ही तो हाई कमांड देखेगा. तो ऐसे उसमें सैलजा को हाई कमांड नज़रअंदाज तो नहीं करेगा.
BJP leader and Dronacharya awardee Mahavir Singh Fogart has expressed criticism towards his niece Vinesh Fogart's decision to join the Congress party. Mahavir Fogart said Vinesh has got nothing to do with Priyanka Gandhi, suggesting that Vinesh's association with the Congress leadership might be superficial. The former wrestler further claimed that the Congress party is using Vinesh for its own benefit, implying that the party might be leveraging Vinesh's popularity as a sports figure rather than valuing her political acumen. Fogart further added that both parties stand neck to neck in Haryana assembly polls, indicating a close contest between the BJP and the Congress.
देखिए, ये तो एक उसका विचार है. अब आइस से टूट चुकी थी. ये सिर्फ झूठी बात है. प्रियंका गांधी से चुनाव से इसका कोई वास्ता नहीं था. न को चुनाव लड़ने की उसकी सोच थी. ये तो बाद में जो ये बात आई है भाई, जो प्रियंका आई है वहाँ, ये बाद में अब जो झूठी कहानी बनाई जा रही है भाई, ऐसे हुआ.
Congress MP and leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi has been summoned by a Pune court on October 23rd in a criminal defamation case filed by Veer Savarkar's grandnephew. The petitioner alleged that the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, made objectionable remarks against his grandfather Savarkar and the Hindutva ideology during his visit to the United Kingdom earlier this year. The grandson of one of Savarkar's brothers, Satyaki Savarkar, had filed a complaint in April 2023 before a Pune magistrate court, citing Rahul Gandhi's alleged defamatory remarks against Vinayak Damodar Savarkar during an event in London on March 5th last year. The complainant, who is the director of an NGO, alleged that the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi tarnished the reputation of Savarkar during a press conference in Hingoli and a speech in November 2022. He also alleged that Gandhi, on 2 occasions by his words and visual representations, knowingly harmed the reputation of Savarkar and also tried to defame the latter's image in society. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will visit Pakistan this month to attend a key meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, making him the first foreign minister to travel to the neighboring country in nearly a decade. a visit that could mark a milestone in relations between the two countries, though there was no word on any bilateral engagement during the day-long trip. Jaishankar will head the delegation that will represent India at the meeting of the SCO Council of the Heads of Government to be held in the Pakistani capital during October 15th and 16th. Late former External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj had visited Islamabad in December 2015 for a meeting of the Heart of Asia format, a security conference focused on Afghanistan, and held talks with senior Pakistani leaders. The last high-level ministerial visit to Pakistan was when Rajnath Singh, in his former role as Home Minister, attended a meeting of the South Asian Association for Region Cooperation, that's SAARC, in August 2016. We're tracking the top business stories for the day. We bring you the latest updates on India's economic landscape. So stay tuned as we delve into the key highlights shaping the business world today. India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced that the country aims to nearly double its per capita income within the next 5 years. She emphasized that the government's structural reforms over the past decade have underscored India from the 10th to the 5th largest economy in just 5 years. She highlighted that with a population of 1.4 billion, India is positioned to improve the living standards of its citizens significantly, even amid the global conflicts that threaten peace and prosperity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while speaking at the Kautilya Economic Conclave, stated that around 250 million people have escaped poverty in the last decade. Despite global uncertainties, India has maintained a growth rate of about 7%, earning praise from major institutions. Modi also discussed the crucial banking reforms that have strengthened the financial system and expanded lending capabilities, citing the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code as essential in promoting responsible business practices. He also praised the recent changes to the foreign direct investment policies, which have opened up new avenues for the international investors. BMW Group announced a 10% increase in its sales for its BMW and Mini brands in India, totaling 10,556 units sold from January to September 2024, compared to 9,580 units in the same period last year. Additionally, the company reported selling 5,638 units of the Motorrad motorcycles. The CEO of BMW Group India, Vikram Pava, attributed the success to well-executed strategy and exceptional customer service. Meta revealed a new AI tool named Movie Gen. This tool is capable of generating realistic video and audio clips based on user prompts. The tool is designed to compete with leading media generation startups like OpenAI and 11 Labs. Demonstrations included videos of animals and edited clips that creatively altered scenes, such as adding props to individuals in a video. Movie Gen can also generate background music and sound effects that match the video's content, enhancing the overall viewing experience. US stock markets closed higher following a jobs report that exceeded expectations. In September, job growth was the strongest by most in 6 months, with the unemployment rate dropping to 4.1%. This news eased investor concerns about a slowing economy. As a result, traders decreased their predictions for a significant interest rate cut by the Federal Reserve in early November, with only an 8% chance now anticipated for a 50 basis point reduction, down from the 31% earlier in the day. Oil prices saw a significant weekly increase of about 9%, driven by concerns over escalating tensions in the Middle East. President Biden mentioned that the US is discussing potential Israeli strikes on Iranian oil facilities as a response to recent missile attacks from Iran on Israel. Brent crude oil was trading at approximately $78.28 a barrel, while the US West Texas Intermediate crude was around $74.34 a barrel. The conflict intensified further with airstrikes from Israel against targets in Beirut amidst the ongoing tensions with the Lebanese group Hezbollah. We are now moving on to our international segment where we are tracking the ground pulse of some of the biggest global headlines. Today we delve into significant developments from around the world. So stay tuned as we unravel the latest updates shaping the global landscape. Some 45,000 dock workers at the East and Gulf Coast ports are returning to work after their union reached a deal to suspend a strike that could have caused shortage and price rise. The International Longshoremen's Association has suspended its 3-day strike until January 15 to provide time to negotiate a new contract. The union and the U.S. Maritime Alliance, which represents the ports and shipping companies, issued a joint statement saying that they have reached a tentative agreement on wages. Industry analysts have said that for every day of a port strike, it takes up to 4 to 6 days to recover. The union went on strike on Tuesday after its contract expired in a dispute over pay and the automation of tasks at 36 ports stretching from Maine to Texas. The strike came at the peak of the holiday season at the ports, which handle about half the cargo from ships coming into and out of the United States. Members of the Russian Communist Party and the supporters marched through the streets of Moscow on Friday to honor the victims of October 1993 storming of Russia's White House. Participants also laid flowers at the memorial site dedicated to those who died during the event. The 10-day confrontation in October 1993 that emerged from the conflict between the country's former president Boris Yeltsin and the government became one of the deadliest events of street fighting in Moscow's history, in which over 140 people were killed and more than 400 others were injured. Thousands of Yemeni demonstrators took to the streets of capital Sana'a following Friday prayers to commemorate the death of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah. They also expressed their continued solidarity with Palestinians in the Gaza Strip as the Israel-Hamas is closing in on 1-year mark. Demonstrators carried Yemeni and Palestinian flags and held up posters of Nasrallah, along with Hezbollah terror group flags and machine guns. Meanwhile, the US military struck a number of Houthi targets in Yemen on Friday, going after weapons systems, bases, and other equipment belonging to the Iranian-backed rebels. The strikes come just days after the Houthis threatened escalating military operations targeting Israel after they apparently shot down a US military drone flying over Yemen. Iran-affiliated Houthis have targeted more than 80 merchant vessels with missiles and drones since the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza started last October. Authorities in Islamabad suspended cell phone services and blocked key roads with shipping containers on Friday in order to thwart a rally by thousands of activists seeking release of former Prime Minister Imran Khan. Khan supporters tried to march on Islamabad from the northwest Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, defying a ban on rallies imposed this week by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's government. In Islamabad, police officers fired tear gas to disperse the supporters. PTI chief Imran Khan has been in prison for more than a year in connection with more than 150 criminal cases. Khan was ousted in 2022 through a no-confidence vote in parliament and arrested in 2023 after the court handed him a 3-year jail sentence in a grafting case. Over 20 houses made from palm trees were reduced to ash due to forest fires in the Amazon region of Bolivia's Riberalta bordering Brazil. The fires have consumed 7 million hectares of grasslands and primary forest in 3 months. Bolivian President Luis Arce declared the situation a national disaster. Thousands of soldiers and volunteer fighters have been mobilized along with the deployment of tanker planes to control the advance of the flames. According to the authorities, the fires began with burnings to renew land to plant crops and got out of control due to the drought, high temperatures and winds. A severe rainstorm struck Bosnia overnight Friday, killing at least 14 people and flooding several towns and villages in the central and southern parts of the country. Bosnian government declared state of emergency as rescue workers pull out dead bodies from the rubble of a landslide in the town of Habalanica. Rescue are underway in the southern region of the country where several people have been reported missing and the army has been ordered to assist the authorities. The Habalanica authorities say that the town was completely inaccessible because roads and railways were closed. The heavy rains and strong winds were also reported in neighboring Croatia, where several roads were closed and the capital of Zagreb prepared for the swollen Sava River to burst its banks. US Vice President Kamala Harris denounced Donald Trump as a union buster during a campaign in Michigan on Friday, stepping up her political battle with the former president for the support of working-class voters ahead of the presidential election. Harris's remarks followed US dock workers suspending their strike in hopes of reaching a new contract. A tentative agreement was reached to raise the salaries, although other issues still needed to be resolved. Harris said that specifically Trump has expressed support for right-to-work laws that often make it more difficult to unionize and that he'd weaken the federal employees' unions. Democrats have increased their support among white-collar professionals, while Republicans try to make inroads among voters who didn't attend college.
Brothers and sisters, as we stand here in a house of labor, we will not be fooled. We will not be gaslighted. Donald Trump's track record is a disaster for working people. And he's trying to gaslight people all over our country. But we know the facts, and we know the truth. He is an existential threat to America's labor movement. Just look at his track record to know.
Coming up next, we have stories from the action-packed world of sports and entertainment, so sit back and we'll be right with you. Dedicated to all the action-packed highlights and exciting matchups. Keep listening to All the Buzz right here on our sports segment. With bragging rights as well as points on the line, Mohammedan Sporting will be eager to prove themselves against one of India's football-dominant sources and resume their rivalry in the ISL. The Black and White Brigade secured their maiden win in the ISL by defeating Chennai FC 1-0 last week, with Lalram Sanga Fanai scoring the decisive goal. Retired IPS officer Sharad Kumar, who headed anti-terror organization NIA for 4 years, has been appointed as the new chief of the BCCI's anti-corruption unit, bringing extensive experience to the role. Hailing from Bareilly in Uttar Pradesh, the appointment of 68-year-old Kumar was done on October 1st in the cricketing body. BCCI's ACU head is appointed for a 3-year term. Seasoned spin duo of Shams Malani and Tanush Kotiyan became catalyst of rest of India's sudden middle-order collapse that saw them lose 6 wickets for only 23 runs, putting Mumbai within sniffing distance of an Irani Cup triumph despite Abhimanyu Easwaran's heroic 191. In reply to Mumbai's first innings score of 537, rest of India were cruising along at 393 for 4, riding on Easwaran and Test team's second keeper Dhruv Jurel's 165 run stand for the 5th wicket. Reeling from 3 straight defeats, East Bengal will seek to rejuvenate their campaign under interim coach Binu George when they face a confident Jamshedpur FC in the ISL today. The Indian men's football team will play an international friendly against Vietnam on October 12th, following the cancellation of a Tri-Nation tournament in the Southeast Asian country. South Africa proved to be too strong for West Indies as they romped to a 10-wicket win to begin their campaign in the ICC Women's T20 World Cup on a rousing note here on Friday. The World Tennis League unveiled a star-studded lineup of players for its 3rd season. Scheduled to take place at the iconic Etihad Arena from December 19, Swiatek, Sabalenka, Medvedev, Rublev, Kyrgios, among other tennis superstars, are set to assemble in Abu Dhabi for it. Belgium coach Domenico Tedesco called up 4 new players Friday for upcoming games against Italy and France in the Nations League, while leaving out stalwarts Romelu Lukaku and Kevin De Bruyne. Bayern Munich's attacking midfielder Jamal Musiala is set to miss upcoming games for his club and the German national team with a hip injury. Bayern said that Musiala would be out for the time being. Tracking the buzz, it's time to delve into the world of entertainment. This and more as we unravel all the latest updates from the entertainment industry this morning. Kangana Ranaut's film Emergency has faced legal challenges after the Central Board of Film Certification halted its release on September 6. The board raised concerns that the film could hurt religious sentiments, prompting the filmmakers to appeal to the High Court. In a recent hearing, the court instructed the CBFC to make a final decision on the film's release. The CBFC suggested 13 modifications, including cuts and a disclaimer, which the filmmakers have agreed to. This development has opened the doors for the film's eventual release, albeit with some changes to address the board's concerns. The movie Control, starring Ananya Pandey, premiered on OTT, and it has stirred up a mix of reactions from viewers. Some netizens took it out on social media to express their disappointment, claiming the film lacked impact and felt overly moralistic regarding technology's role in modern life. On the other hand, some viewers praised director Vikram Aditya Motwani for his ambitious approach. A viewer on Twitter described it as a timely, deeply uncomfortable screen-life thriller that provokes thought about digital privacy. This divided response highlighted the ongoing conversation about our relationship with technology and its consequences. As Rajinikanth prepares for the release of his upcoming film Vettaiyan, anticipation among fans have grown high. However, the film has encountered a hurdle as a PIL has been filed against it. The PIL claimed that certain dialogues promote illegal encounters. The case has drawn attention, especially as the film's trailer suggests a narrative involving extrajudicial killings. The Madurai High Court has been hearing this case, adding to the pre-release tension surrounding Vettaiyan. Superstar Rajinikanth recently shared his gratitude after being discharged from hospital. After undergoing a non-surgical procedure, he was discharged and thanked fans, political leaders and Prime Minister Narendra Modi for their support during his recovery. In a heartfelt message, he expressed his appreciation for the love and prayers he received. Veteran actor Govinda has been discharged after being hospitalized due to a gunshot accident. Reports reveal that while handling his licensed revolver, a bullet misfired, injuring his leg. A picture of him in a wheelchair was released, accompanied by his wife Sunita Ahuja and daughter Tina Ahuja. Govinda greeted fans and media with gratitude, reassuring everyone of his recovery. Joker Folia duo featuring Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga was released on October 2nd. Despite the star power, the film's initial box office performance was rather disappointing. It was opened with 5.15 crore rupees on its first day, but collections dropped significantly. This trend raised concerns among industry insiders, especially given that the film's predecessor, Joker, grossed over $1 billion. As negative reviews circulated on social media, some fans lamented that the sequel did not live up to the high expectations. Critics pointed out that while the film attempted to build on the original's theme, it struggled to find its footing. And that's a wrap for today's segment of Quick Morning. So don't go anywhere, viewers, as we'll be right back tracking the top headlines and biggest stories from across the globe only on Republic TV.